Luna the coyote has captured the hearts of tens of thousands of people across the US and beyond. But the story is not a happy one. Luna is one of 4 non-releasable educational coyotes taken in an unnecessary brutal seizure by the state of Illinois Department of Natural Resources in April of 2019.
She's not gonna walk, you guys. Can I grab her hind legs and help you?
I suggest you touch it off.
Oh, she can't. That's how I got you with that other coyote. Her leg is really bloody. Yeah, I know, but she was holding it up.
The coyotes were healthy and happy at their USDA federally licensed facility for 13 years. Their heartbroken owner, Tommy Tranchita, has lost her purpose and everything she worked for the past 14 years.
Animal officers seized 4 coyotes from her backyard rescue shelter.
I want my coyotes back. This is their home. This is what they've known as a safe haven their entire lives.
The officers shot 3 of the coyotes with tranquilizer darts, which Tranchita says caused them to bleed.
I just don't understand why they were taken so brutally. Scared them to death. Flipped over their hiding places.
In a statement, an IDNR spokesperson said,
My God, I don't even know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it. We have just been informed that 3 of the coyotes are dead. That's pretty much all I know. We have one left, you know, one chance of one coming home to me. So we need your help now more than ever. May they not have died in vain. If we keep this going and pursue everything we can to the fullest. This should not have happened, and it shouldn't happen to anyone else in the future. We're all a bit at a loss for words right now.
14-year-old Luna is the only surviving coyote in the seizure. Her 3 packmates, Sandy, Bella, and Peter, were found dead after only a few weeks in state custody at Flint Creek Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. Within minutes of the extreme trauma of the seizure, having been chased, cornered, and shot with tranquilizer darts, then dragged away bleeding and gasping for air on chokehold poles, the coyotes were given multiple vaccinations by Flint Creek, including distemper. The cause of death was then alluded to have been distemper. The coyotes were all very healthy the day of the seizure. It's believed their injuries, the trauma of separation, and unnecessary vaccination, which is known to cause illness and death in wild canids, all contributed to their deaths. This is just one of the many occurrences that have so many concerned citizens questioning all that happened. Until the day of the seizure, Luna and her packmates lived peaceful lives with their dedicated caretaker. For 13 years, there was never any question of care or containment. USDA inspections were approved with flying colours each and every year. Under Tranchita's federal licensing, she exhibited the coyotes and educated the public about coyote behaviour and ways to peacefully coexist with wild coyotes. Tranchita invested more than $60,000 over 13 years, providing habitat in escape-proof enclosures, food, enrichment and vet care. The coyotes were loved by the community, and it was Tranchita's calling and rewarding mission to care for these misunderstood animals and share all that she had learned with the public. All was well until a new neighbour of Tranchita's heard a howl. This new neighbour, Joshua Mui, is an Illinois Conservation Police sergeant who chose to orchestrate a surprise raid on Tranchita instead of knocking on her door to discuss any state permits that he thought were necessary. He knew she held federal licensing to exhibit and educate, but cited Tranchita with multiple hunting violations that didn't hold up in court. The only citation that stuck was a $25 state fur-bearing mammal breeder permit. But Tranchita never bred coyotes, nor did she kill coyotes and harvest their pelts, which is the purpose of a fur-bearing breeder permit. Operation Dogcatcher, as Sergeant Joshua Mui named his attack, was carried out on April the 24th, 2019. Tranchita was awoken at 7 a.m. by 6 armed officers yelling her name and pounding on windows and doors. Mui said they were taking her coyotes now and she should be happy she had them for 13 years. But now it was over. When Tranchita replied that she had licensing, he said he was taking all her paperwork along with the coyotes. Tranchita begged Mui to let her purchase any state permit she needed, but he refused, telling her she could get new coyotes when she obtained permits, but that she would never see her 4 coyotes again. Although Tranchita had an emergency plan in place to take the coyotes in crates to an Indiana rescue, Mui would not allow it. Instead, he ordered the coyotes' barbaric capture with methods that were not necessary and outdated by decades. The coyotes, who had only known kindness from humans up until that day, suffered the unthinkable. The trauma was horrific, and 3 of 4 coyotes lost their lives. They were ambassador animals, teaching many about their wild brothers throughout the 13 years, but Sergeant Mui ruined everything in one day. The coyotes could have been taken humanely, and Tranchita offered to crate them. Mui, however, would not allow Tranchita any time to do so. The reason? He stated he was in a hurry to go on vacation that day. The brutal and inhumane treatment of the coyote sent shockwaves across social media. Tranchita took cell phone video of the seizure, and those videos started the public outrage that continues today, over a year and a half later. Only hours before Tranchita had her first day in court, she got the news that 3 of 4 of her gentle coyotes had died. Tranchita was then awarded visitation with her sole survivor, Luna. That visitation was first denied at Flint Creek, so Luna was moved to Willowbrook Wildlife Center, allegedly transported in the back of an IDNR pickup truck.
So here she is in an igloo. Can't get much response out of her. I've been throwing her some chicken and some carrots, which were her favorite, and she's not budging. She's very depressed. Alright, here's Luna. She's been moved into another new enclosure. But again, she's just huddled and not moving. She's afraid to come out.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, pretty.
Tony.
Yes, sir.
Keep your hands in here.
The court order says I can have physical contact with her.
May. I don't want you to get bit, right? So that's why we're not going to let you in the enclosure.
Oh, she's not going to bite me.
Just keep your hands inside, please. I would very much appreciate that. Right?
I was willing to sign a waiver. You guys wouldn't let me.
We talked about that the last time I came for visitation.
Yeah, you said you guys were going to work one out.
No. I said that there probably was not one.
And that they were going to try.
So,
yeah.
As it stands.
She looks stressed to me today, of course. She just hiding here. Come on, Luna. No, she doesn't move. It's very concerning. It's horrible to see her like this. Alright, it's Friday, August 2nd, and we're nearing the end of my visit. This is about the only movement she does. Lifts her head. It's Monday, August 5th. I'm visiting Luna. She's laying in her little spot again. This poor girl needs to come home. It's been over 3 months now that she's been taken from me. Hi everyone, it's Friday, August 16th. But she's sitting in her spot again. Did not get up to say hello. She's laying in her poop, and there's another pile behind her. Obviously she's sick and depressed, and she needs to come home. Alright, it is the 19th, August 19th. She's laying in her feces, her waste once again. Big pile right there in her middle. Very despondent today. You know, each time I come and see her, it's tough. It's worse. Okay, I'm here with Luna. She has been laying here motionless with her head down for an hour and a half. She's so scared. This is not good for her. It's torture, actually. Alright, I am witnessing Luna having like some kind of tremor or something on her exhale. Or just so scared that she's shaking. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. She's declining. We need to get her out of here now. She's not moving at all today. It's Friday, August 30th. I've been visiting Luna for an hour and she's just laying back there, but she's not moving today. It's Friday, 8:30 on my visit with Luna. I don't have too much time left, but she hasn't moved. It's that look in her eye again that was gone last week, like she's tired and possibly drugged. I don't know, but if they're doing that, that's horrible. That's liver damage and slowly killing her if that's what's going on. You know, maybe she's just depressed. I am guessing because, of course, they wouldn't tell me if that's what they were doing. Alright, it's Friday, September 13th, visiting Luna. Once again, she is just laying and not moving and not doing anything, and she just stares at me. This poor girl is so very depressed and traumatized. We're going on 5 months here. Guys, I'm really sad to say I don't know how much longer she has. Look at how she's breathing. She's tremoring. Saw her leg and her head shaking. I don't think she's physically well either. She's laying here doing nothing. Again, she's shutting down. I don't know if this is my last visit with her. She's shaking. She's breathing erratically, constantly. This is not good.
The visits were controlled by Mui and his officers, who treated Tranchita like a criminal under constant watch. They would not allow Tranchita the court-ordered physical contact with Luna that Luna so needed. Luna was injured, despondent, and so frightened she barely moved. Tranchita was ordered not to reach out to Luna and told not to touch her if she came close. When Luna appeared to be near death, Tranchita agreed to an offered plea bargain to save Luna's life. She pled guilty to not having the $25 state fur-bearing mammal breeder permit, and all other charges were dropped. The permit allows breeding and killing fur-bearing mammals to harvest their fur. Tranchita would never participate in such activity, as she loved these animals and educated the public with them in order to save coyotes in the wild. But pleading guilty to not having it was the only way she could get Luna to safety in an appropriate outdoor enclosure. The brutal seizure, losing everything familiar, her home, pack mates and bonded caretaker, has taken its toll on Luna. She was once a trusting, tail-wagging, engaging and friendly ambassador coyote, but now her trust of humans is gone, except for Tranchita, her only bonded human. Luna has many triggers and remains in a state of stress, frightened and uneasy even in caring, experienced hands. She is elderly, thin, and needs her trusted caretaker and a familiar safe haven environment with Tranchita. Tommy is the only person that can get close to Luna, and due to distance and finances, the visits are too few and far in between. Captive coyotes bond solely with their first human caretakers, and for Luna, that human is Tommy. Luna had been under Tommy's daily care for all her life. They spent hours interacting every day for 13 years. Videos and photos show the bond and trust Luna and her packmate shared with Tommy. Luna's time is running out. She desperately needs to be reunited with Tranchita to live out whatever time she has left in peace and comfort with the one human she trusts 100%. The fur-bearing permit is now in Tranchita's hands, but the state of Illinois has claimed that Tranchita now also needs a state hound running permit in order to get Luna back into her custody. A hound running permit is as far from Tranchita's ethical stance as it could be. Hound running is the brutal hunting training practice of placing captured wild coyotes and other animals in a pen and allowing multiple hound dogs to chase, corner, attack and kill the animal. Also called penning and live bait training. Hound running is illegal in many US states. Dogfighting is now a federal crime in the US, yet the state of Illinois still permits hound running, which many people view as worse than dogfighting. A single trapped wild coyote is put in a pen with multiple hound dogs. The outnumbered coyote doesn't stand a chance. Tommy's goal of education and sanctuary for her coyotes couldn't be further from the horrors of hound running. How can you place an educator and sanctuary in the same category as hound running? The state of Illinois has treated Tranchita unfairly, as others in Illinois with non-releasable coyotes are allowed to keep their coyotes without a hound running permit. Tranchita only wants to be reunited with Luna for whatever time Luna has left. She deserves to live in peace in her familiar safe haven that she happily shared with her packmates in Tranchita for 13 years of her life, until that fateful day when everything changed. Coyotes in captivity live to be 15 to 16 years old on average, so Luna's days are indeed numbered, especially after all the trauma and stress that continues to this day, away from her trusted safe haven and human. Luna lost her comfort zone. Luna lost the human that she interacted with for hours on end every day. Luna lost her packmates. Luna lost her sense of safety and curiousness about human visitors. Luna has suffered enough. For Luna and for Tommy, reuniting with one another is the only hope they have left of being able to heal from the trauma caused by the seizure. We ask that you share this video far and wide as Tranchita continues to fight for Luna. You can follow Luna's Facebook page at Bring Luna the Coyote Home and learn how you can help.